And here we are. Good morning, everybody. My name is Osa. We are playing Farming Simulator 22 on Maypole Farm. And as promised last week, I have baled up both of our grass fields. That's parked there. Oh, hi, dear. I'm probably going to need that for at least one bale. Yeah, so this field has been cut potentially for the last time. If we go by here, I did have a spare hay bale for some reason. I think that popped out of the baler, and I didn't have anything better to do with it. And we did have a silage bale left over. So I have loaded up the robot feeder, at least initially. This field is all nice and cut and finished. I'm not sure if it's going to tell us... No, wrong button. How many... Oh, we produced 504 bales, yeah, because... we carried over the stats when we switched to this map. So it is what it is. Now, what we do have to do... Oops. Hello. Yes, go. Is to drive down to the store. I've added a couple of pieces of more machinery. Ooh. To the game save. They won't necessarily be in immediate use. But it basically adding machinery to the list gives us the potential it might come up for sale in the store. So it's sort of in order to allow for that to happen. Occasionally I'll get to the point of, oh, I need a 150 horsepower tractor. I can either go with a base game one, or I can look around at the ones I've downloaded and see if I fancy using those and then buy one immediately. Or I can just say, well, I'll add them to the list now, and if they come up in a sale, then I might be prompted to buy it sooner than I had planned to. We still have, I think, 300,000 limit on our loan that has not been used. Why don't I have any money? Was that because I bought the field? Probably. But yeah, we've bought the field, we've baled it. There will be one more cut, at least one more cut. It's July, August, September. We'll get a cut in September. We might get one in October. But the September cut, I'm pretty much planning a what am I planning? I'm planning to split our new field as silage and hay, and then we will what am I saying? We'll load the robot feeder from then. And then after we've done that... Oh, son of... Excuse me. Getting set up this morning, I forgot to put the side panel in arm's reach. Okay, now we can hitch this thing up. Alrighty. Not sure we're supposed to have the sideboards on, because that should be for light products like chaff. Anyway, we will get this thing loaded onto the trailer. So yeah, this is our opportunity to see if harvesting contracts work, because obviously we've been having issues with the baling contracts. When Field 104 comes up again, we'll try and do that one again and see if we end up actually getting sufficient out of it, or whether it still ends up as totally messed up. Back away, and that should jump. Thank you. I did see someone on YouTube video this week put the header the wrong way around on the trailer, and it jumps to reattach. So even if that involves turning around 180 degrees. Okay, that didn't work. There we go. Alrighty, that's everything loaded up. Where are we going today? We are going off to field that looks like it's got barley in that's blinking. Huh. Well, that's kind of convenient, I would say. I didn't realise it was that close. It's that one over there. Well. The other thing I do want to make sure is disable straw swath. Yes, we want to do that. Okay. Oops. Ooh. Oh. Darn. Good. Nobody there. You need to stop there, dude, because I completely blew this. Okay, you go. Yeah, as I was pulling out of here, I noticed, okay, there's a little field entrance here, and I thought, well, that's kind of nice, but that gets me into this field here. And then as I'm driving down the road, I see there's a farm track right the way along here. And so, yeah, this gets us to the field we want to be in. Of course, this is going to be a little bit interesting. I should have bought the tractor. Or I can use the Land Rover. Yes. Seem to be stuck in a tree. Okay. There we go. Okay, if I park that right away up against the edge, I'll jump out, we'll run through the hedge. Yeah, sometimes having a truck is a good deal. Although this truck is a little bit flighty, so ain't the best truck to use for farm jobs. It's useful, yeah. It's about as useful as a quad bike. You can get around, but doing useful stuff, not quite so much. However, hopefully this will work. So, not going to bother with straw on this contract. I think I could do it. I think I've got collect straw on contracts, but frankly I don't think I really need to. We're going to need straw for our farm, but since we've got our field has barley, I'm fine with just collecting ours for now. Close enough. We are attached. Let us select to the harvester and unfold it while we jump out and that's awesome. Okay, don't tell anybody. Yes, I am stronger than a Land Rover. Seriously? Come on. Jeez. Okay. There we go. Okay. We're all clear. So, that's now out of the way. Probably should just turn this on so we don't mess up much of the in the way of the harvest. And we are in the field. Okay. So this is really a for science deal. If we do a harvesting contract, is it going to yield sufficient to complete it? This field, we haven't done any work in this field, so this is as it comes. Let's go down here, let's turn the details on. We need 40,300 harvested. So the headland I want about 10,000 litres from. It's usually about a quarter of the harvest. This is actually quite a nice size harvester. And I was debating, am I going to rent a harvester, or am I going to use the contract equipment? Because obviously we're going to have to rent a harvester for our field, and with the amount of money we have left, we're going to have to rent a small harvester for our field. Although there are I think I sold the tomatoes already. doing with? 38% full already. So this will take about 10,000 litres. So if we can fill this up before the end of the field, that would be a good thing. That would bode well that harvest contracts are working, even if baling contracts are currently a struggle. And I'm guessing that is conflict between, what is it? Precision farming. Potentially this map. But good day, Schnebley, and welcome to Saturday's stream on Maypole Farm. Okay, we're on the final edge. This only has 3 edges, so looking a little bit short, I must admit. But once we get to the beginning, we can turn around and go round the normal way. So as I gather it, normally a farmer will go around the field counterclockwise the first lap to keep the expensive bits of the machinery, or the most expensive bits of the machinery, away from the trees, because you don't want tree limbs smashing your auger. Once you've gone round once, you can go round and keep the auger to the outside so it's easier to unload the harvester. So that's where we're going here. So this weekend we do have the kids with us, but there is a Ninja Warrior competition at the church this week, so they've gone to participate with that. So I'm home alone, completely unsupervised. And I think that runs to about midday, so we've pretty much got a clear morning. Outside is dull and overcast, potential of rain. So fortunately I did get the grass cut on Thursday evening this week, so I don't have to do that. I was hoping to get some other yard work out of the way, but I'm not sure that's going to work out for me this week. And it's not yard work that, if it doesn't get done it's going to be a problem, like grass, but sort of pruning stuff, trees and shrubs. And while it needs to be done, it doesn't have to be done now. So I could end up with a relatively relaxing day, obviously with the kids around. It's gonna be a noisy afternoon. Mrs. Osa had to go to the emergency room beginning of this week, where they determined she has an infection in her intestines. So that's causing her a lot of pain, but it's not critical. They did the CAT scan, which means that her scheduled CAT scan for later this month has been cancelled, which is okay. Yeah, that's kind of a bit of... actually, I can leave the tractor switched off. It's not mine, but hey. we'll jump in. Okay, what's for sale? I must admit we haven't looked recently. So we've got a grape harvester. Don't need one of those. We have a couple of headers and we have the big giant 300 horsepower thing. Alright, let's get this thing on the road. As usual with harvesting contracts, I want to get as much as I can off the field because obviously if there's anything left over it is ours and will boost our bank balance, which I think we need to in order to get a harvester. I could go for the small sort of default Deutz or the Rustelmash Nova, is it? They're very cheap, and I mean we've got one field to do. So frankly, having a harvester this size is not of critical importance. We'll get the job done. It's 12:30. We're 20% complete already, so. This is doing well, I think. So yeah, last week they had, what was it, SCS Software was doing a sale for Truck Sim and Euro Truck Sim 2. Obviously I already have those, but I did manage to pick up, I think, a couple of the older US DLC maps, or states, because I haven't driven much Truck Sim quite a couple of years now, but it's sort of it would be good to keep up, but I'm not buying Montana at full price. I'll let that slide for now, wait for the next sale when it's 6 months, 8 months old. But was a good opportunity to get hold of Truck Sim if you didn't have it. That's over. We've had an announcement that Train Sim World 3 is coming out. Now that's something Dovetail Games does. Train Sim, SCS does Truck Sim, and Giants does Farming Simulator. And I've oft kind of complained about Farming Simulator in that we don't get every 2 years, or every, 3 years last time, but typically every 2 years, a new version of Farming Simulator comes out. You have to buy it if you want to stay current, and then you have to wait for mods and DLC to be released. And so, every new iteration of Farming Simulator is a complete start over, effectively a new game. We know from Farming Sim 19 how to play it, it's just that from you've got the enhanced stuff. Now that's not something that SCS and prior to more recent years Dovetail Games has done. What is now called Train Simulator Classic has been around for many, many years, And if you bought it in 2008, every year they gave you a game update free that would improve the graphics one year, improve memory allocation the next year, change some game functionality the next year, but it was constantly being updated. And so once you'd bought the game, and I bought Train Simulator Classic as $4 in a winter sale, so very, very cheap game, and I've had a lot of fun playing it. The big expense for it comes with the DLC, the routes and the locomotives. So Train Sim World came out, good grief, when was that? Probably around 2017, and that was a big upgrade, or that was a big change. They're using, I believe, the Unreal Engine, so you had to buy it new, because it was a complete, we've thrown away the old game and this is the new one. We're still going to support Train Sim Classic, so you can still buy Train Sim Classic DLC, they're still producing it, but Train Sim World was their new game. They then decided that the foundational work they did in Train Sim was limiting their ability to expand the game like what they wanted to, so they released Train Sim World 2. So I now have to buy a brand new game if I want to stay with the current sort of concentrated effort of work. That was a complaint of mine. It's sort of, so I have to buy Train Sim World 2. But what they did different from Giants is they said, yeah, but all of the DLC you bought for Train Sim World works with Train Sim World 2. So it's sort of, okay. So this week they announced Train Sim World 3. Now, big selling point on Train Sim World 3. I was a little disappointed when Train Sim World came out, and basically limited to routes that are less than 50 miles an hour. So you've got a high-speed train doing over 100 miles an hour. The longest mission you can have, or journey you can have, is 30 minutes at high speed. Now, if you're running a lower speed commuter service, that can take anywhere upwards of an hour, potentially up to an hour and a half in some situations. But it's because you're stopping and starting. So, okay, but 50-mile route, it's not very long. Train Sim World 3, it looks like they've extended their capabilities to run routes that are almost, if not slightly over, 100 miles. So a high-speed line is going to take you an hour from end to end. That's good. But it also brings us in line with Train Sim World, or Train Sim Classic, because a lot of the routes there were very, very long. I'm thinking of, it was originally Port Road, Western Lines of Scotland, ran all the way from Stranraer to Carlisle. And you could easily bury 2 hours end to end. So we might actually start seeing some routes that are very long and very impressive in Train Sim World 3. Now, looking at the routes they're releasing with Train Sim World 3, I've got no interest in any of them. So me upgrading to Train